Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me for our second in this week's Changing Leaves card. So today's focus really is on the embossing folder, which is this white layer here, and then we've got a few leaves. Now if you saw my video on Monday, you will see that this is actually a bundle. It comes with an embossing folder, it comes with dies, and it comes with the stamp set. But what I did not mention was it's an online exclusive. So if you were looking for it in the catalogue, my apologies, but you can find it online. If you are on YouTube and you click on my card supplies, it will take you to a link for the code. So that having said, we can begin with our supplies for this particular card. So we're going to be using the embossing folder, we're going to be using this particular die but not together with the embossing folder. We have our gorgeous grape that measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I have a piece of peach pie which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I have a piece of basic white, that's 3 1/2 by 5 1/4, and then I have a die that has cut out the label. I don't know if you can actually see, but it's perforated around the edge, quite pretty. And I have 3 pieces of scrap paper here. So we'll start with those first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp each one of these with one of the leaves. So the first one I'm going to do is the largest of the 3, and I'm using to stamp that in peach pie. So as usual, taking the ink pad to the stamp because of its size. There we go, and just stamp that up. Perfect. Then I'm going to put it on the larger of the 3 pieces of cardstock, and then just straight down and straight up like so. That's the first one. Then I'm going to, I think these are both the same size, so we'll take this one next. This is in Gorgeous Grape. The sun can't decide today whether it's in or out, so 1 minute it's very dark in the office and the next minute it's beautifully light. So let's see, so we're going to put this onto here. Let's see if they're both the same size. Yeah, they are. Okay, let's try. Okay, so they will fit straight down and straight up. So there's that one. And then the last one will be in the Granny Apple Green. Just putting the lids on those so that they don't end up wearing them. Okay, so Granny Apple Green. There we go. There. So we have our 3 leaves. And then the last thing I'm going to do is put the sentiment on our cutout. So I have got the happy birthday here. For some reason it seems today to be, I'm not quite sure if it's the heat, but it keeps falling off the block. So fingers crossed I can get it stamped up before it does. There we go. And that fits perfectly. There, so we've got the happy birthday. Brilliant. Right, so what we need to do, is what we're going to have to do, should I say, is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the largest of the white pieces of cardstock and we're going to place it down on our embossing folder, remembering that the line on the top facing up is going to give you the imprint. Then it's up to you where you place your embossing folder. Hopefully you can see, so you've got the leaf here, this one and this one are the 3 leaves that we have just stamped up. So you can move your paper round so that you can bring in as much or as little of each leaf as you wish. So I know this is slightly leaning to the left, but it's the way I want the leaves to be. So I'm going to run that through the cut and emboss machine. Then singularly each time, so it's going to run them through 3 times, I'm going to place this particular part of the cutter, or the die should I say, through the embossed to cut that one out, and then I will do the same with this one, and then of course I'm going to do the same with this one. Now you could, if you wanted to, is lay the dies on top of each of these, pick it up with a very large block, ink it up and then put it down onto the paper, but you would only probably get one colour, because I wanted 3 colours I've done it in the individual. So bear with me while I go and take those and run them through the machine, and I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. Right, so we've got the 3 leaves cut out and the embossing. So this will get layered up onto here like so, but first what I want to do is I'm going to layer my leaves onto the embossed area, and obviously you will need to at some stage cut bits off, so it will layer like so. What we'll do is we will use our multi-purpose to stick those down. So I'm actually going to put the glue on the embossed section rather than the actual leaf. Okay, that's a bit on each of the leaf, and then I'm just going to put a tiny bit on the stem here. Then I can layer this one up. Obviously if you wanted to, you could use dimensionals to raise the leaves. Okay, well, you can stay down, there's a bit of glue there. So as you can see, the other areas where the leaves I don't have, I've got the embossing area here, so it does still give you a bit of detail. Right, again, run that down there, bit on that leaf. So today's card and Monday's are all quite quick to create, but I can see them appearing. Leaves are always so handy, aren't they, to have in other cards. So that one sticks to there, and then I'll just put some glue on this bit, and then that section there, and then we can pop that down and just add it, making sure that it is in place before we do anything else. Then I'm going to take a pair of sharp scissors, and then we can turn it over and cut off the bits that we don't need. So that bit there, and then just cut down, or cut off should I say, the leaf. There we are. There. So as you can see, that is our card. That can now then be layered onto our peach pie. And because it is such a bumpy embossed piece of paper, I'm using once again the multi-purpose, because it actually gives me a bit of wriggle room, and also it will get into all the little bits of the embossing to help it stick down. Okay, that can then now be layered onto our gorgeous grape cardstock. Fold that, take my bone folder and burnish, and that will be layered onto that piece there. Let's just, okay. So again, using the multi-purpose. Whoops. There we go. And then all I need to do now is add my sentiment. So, look at that, I've changed my card round. Interesting. So my sentiment will go on here, and I'm going to use my dimensionals. So one at each end and one in the middle. So, there. Now that is today's card, and that's the one previously. Of course, you can stamp a layer inside, and obviously put decoration on the envelope should you wish to. So there are 2 cards. So thank you for joining me today. As I say, they are quite quick this week. We are back on Friday for not only the last card in this week's Stamp Set of the Week, but also it will be our Sketch Friday. So do join me for that, and I look forward to catching up with you very soon. So thanks very much. Take care, everybody. Bye.